Um, you've spoken a little bit about the role of engineers as a kind of a resource and a capacity for applied science. How does that role translate, and how do we harness that role to get to the outcomes the world needs to see?
That's a very good question. I think we also have the context right at the moment that the IPCC AR6 report has dramatically changed the outlook for everybody. And that brings on an urgency in my mind and a need to mobilise the engineering world. Consulting engineers have been working very diligently and successfully for the last 20 years to improve the sustainability of our infrastructure and our built environment, and done so quite successfully. But now we are facing a situation where we need to address decarbonisation quite quickly, and we really do not have a lot of time. So we are in a situation where engineers need to step up and take a lead role to understand climate science, to understand how to decarbonise projects and throughout the whole of their life cycle, and to communicate the implications of climate change to our leaders, to our scientists, to our politicians, communities, businesses, and professional institutions. And to be able to do that, engineers have a huge amount of work that they can do and will no doubt do to redefine standards and to target, if you like, the sorts of carbon emission reductions that we're looking for. So that is number one, a huge opportunity. The second element from me is that everybody is looking to electricity generation to replace fossil fuels. And on the one hand, that's a fantastic objective, and we can move towards clean, green energy, no question. However, by, for example, moving to electric vehicles, the demand for power, electrical power, will increase quite dramatically. And that demand is going to, in fact, apply significant pressure on our generation assets and our transmission assets. So we also have a task at the same time as dealing with infrastructure more generally. We have a task to really beef up the capacity and the sustainability of our energy assets.
In that regard, what are the key strategic actions that we have to take to ensure that that happens?
There are quite a number, and I will say it has to be a tremendous collaboration between our universities, our engineering institutions, and the practitioners. And that collaboration is going to be vital to enable us to research, understand, and to use new materials, to produce materials in a different way with lower emissions, and to then design, if you like, zero emissions or lower emission alternatives. So that challenge is quite significant. Engineers also need to address and take on board nature-based solutions which are going to enable absorption of greenhouse gases within their projects, so that we're looking at a holistic approach to our projects. And lastly, I guess we need to look at the whole of the life cycle of an asset of any sort and reduce, manage and recycle waste so that we reduce greenhouse gas emissions more generally. But it is going to require a fundamental collaboration between our universities, our professional institutions and the practitioners, and that's where FIDIC can take a lead role from a global perspective in assisting consulting engineers to move forward with these initiatives.
So with an international trade organisation like FIDIC, which represents over 40,000 companies around the world, what is the role that it plays in supporting those companies and facilitating the right decision making and getting the results we want to achieve?
FIDIC has been involved in the sustainability space for many, many years, and it's actually one of our fundamental objectives. We have a Sustainability Development Committee that has great expertise, great talent, and has a far-reaching approach to sustainability. And that committee has been tasked with developing the Climate Change Charter in the first instance, And that is just the start of our new journey, our post-IPCC AR6 report journey, which is challenges. So the STC will develop guidelines for industry. It will go down a path of collaborating and providing a forum in which the best ideas can be shared right across the globe, and will, if you like, make resources available as best it can with the consulting firms right across the world. Through our member associations, we'll also be pushing out as much as we possibly can to assist them in their own countries to support the industry locally with the sustainability agenda. And of course, through our FIDIC training, FIDIC Academy will provide training opportunities for engineers. Now, all of these things are important, but also we will need to work with our contracts committee to look at embedding sustainability requirements into our contracts. They're already there in one form, but we are now of the view that that needs further development. And we will also focus on developing project metrics, which will ensure that projects are sustainable throughout the whole of their life, but hopefully come up with a system which assists people to measure the performance of their project in terms of carbon emissions and other greenhouse gas emissions. So there's a significant body of work to be done, and FIDIC will collaborate right across the industry to enable that to happen.
So for companies, individuals who want to get involved, understand the Charter more and sign up to its commitments, what does it represent and how do they go about it?
Well, FIDIC has set up a specific website to enable member associations, companies, projects and individuals to sign up to the Charter and to join us in the commitment that we're asking for from the industry. They can do that by going to our new website on this particular subject, www.climatechangecharter.world, and they'll be able to sign up on that website.